Bodyweight with premium equipment. You're gonna have to have access to dip row bars, a suspension trainer, boxer bench. It's still bodyweight, but in order to do things like rows, pull-ups, dips, you do need the equipment. All our recommended stuff is at gardenofgains.com. Whatever moves that have equipment you can't use, either use the modifications I show or just cut them and make the circuit work for you. So movement one, built-in warm-up as always, extended range, one leg hip thrust. So you're full set on one side and then switch. I'm gonna place the middle of my foot on the other box bench. Ribs and shoulders on abs crunch, chin tucked. Elbows like this, you're using the upper back as the pivot point. Get as low as you can to get more glute ham. Stretch, come right through, squeeze it right through. Lower and control, pull right through, keep that opposite knee tucked, ribs, shoulders down, abs crunched, and just hammer the glutes and hamstrings. I love doing this at the beginning because again, you lock in your core positioning and you activate the weakest areas for most people, the glutes and the hams. So again, you do both sides there. From there, we're moving to a pull-up and then a dip to follow. Now the pull-ups, we can do a couple options. One is a traditional pull-up where we are either going, you've got many grip options. This is where you are strongest. Then you can go neutral, and you can go overhand. For most, it's gonna be underhand grip is the best place to start. We're gonna pull the ribs and shoulders down, crunch the abs, either keep the legs straight. There's like 3 leg position options. One is kind of hollow body, legs in front. The other is kind of my favorite with the knees tucked, with the legs something in front of the body. Some people go like this, but I find you can often hyperextend the low back. So I like the feet blocked together and then slightly in front of the body. Really allows you to keep your ribs and shoulders down and maintain awesome positioning. You pull up, pull the elbows tight to the ribs, lower and control. Pull up, elbows tight to ribs, lower and control. You can also assist by looping a band, just like that, either placing it at knee or to get more assistance, foot level. And now the band is assisting me up to the top portion of the movement, and that's another way to rock it. Another great option, either suspension trainer set up like this, or put a barbell in a power rack or Smith machine at chest height and use your legs to assist. This is actually one of my favorite options. No matter how advanced you get, you never get past assisted pull-ups. Pulling up, add a little rotation to it, lower control. You don't lose as much leg assistance as you need. You can also lift a leg to kind of force your upper body to do more work as you do it, all right? Dips, you can do it regular, assisted, or off bench. Off bench can be tough on some shoulders, so if you can, go parallel bar option. All we're gonna do here is get locked in, feet blocked together, ribs, shoulders on abs crunch. We wanna maintain vertical forearms, kind of lead with the chest, lower to the point where the triceps are about parallel to the floor, pause, come all the way up. Lower and control, pause, come up. Assisted, what I'll do is you almost mimic the exact same positioning, unassisted, but toes are here, and then, especially on the descent, minimize the assistance. You lower and control, and then you use as much lower body assistance as you need on the way up. So lower and control, pause, see those good vertical forearms, all the way up. And again, I do the same thing off one leg to make it less assistance. Don't worry about necessarily which leg is using. You can switch set to set or halfway in, but it's still not, it's an upper body movement, not a lower body movement. Many know this one, but again, just pay attention to the fact that some shoulder anatomies will not like this guy. And also, some people have really tight hamstrings and this can bother their back at the bottom position. So either this is the easier version with legs bent, harder version, legs straight, and that is an option for those that want to access the dip. All right, from there, second lower body movement, full set on each side, is the one leg box squat. Now, you can use the box or a bench, and the great thing about it too, if the box is too low, just take a pillow pad or even a weight plate or something comfortable that can allow you to raise the height so it's a little more accessible. And you can customize it even with like aerobic steps and risers, going up or down to make it easier or harder, but it's very much more accessible version of the pistol squat, a little more glute dominant. And all we're gonna do here is leg in front, or by the way, you can also either lift the leg entirely or just go toe like this. It's kind of what they call a B stance or a staggered stance or a 2-point of contact, just barely assisting for stability. You just push the hips back, sit in control, and then come up. And again, the right leg is doing almost all of the work, but this way the balance issue isn't as big of a deal. If you have knee issues, you want to get as vertical shin as you can. It's okay to bring that heel closer to the bench and get more of a forward knee angle. If you want more quad stress, as long as the foot remains flat, that's fine. And then if you want to increase the challenge too, just lift the leg, reach the arms for counterbalance, make sure we're not plopping on the bench, lower in control. You could also just do a slow eccentric and then stand up on 2 and keep repeating that pattern, all right? You're unloaded, so the upper back might round a little bit, that's fine. Just make sure we're not overly rounding the low back. And a lot of it is just about adjusting the height of the box or bench you're using, all right? Final 2 moves. We got the row and then the push-up. You can do the row on the row bars or the dip bars. And this is, big focus here is the neutral grip is really shoulder friendly and wrist friendly. So abs crunch, glutes tight, raise up to the point where the arms from 90-degree angles, don't over pull, lower in control. You can make that harder by extending the legs, okay? Or extending the legs and elevating the feet onto a bench. So lots of ways to make it more challenging. The classic option too is if you have a suspension trainer, either vertically anchored or wall mounted, door anchored, you can use that option too. The flatter you get to the floor, the harder it is. The more upright you get, the easier it is. I'll just show kind of the classic option right here. And we can do that rotational action too, working the entire backside of the body. No spinal stress. It's an awesome option. And again, if you don't have access to the pull-ups or can't do them for whatever reason, just do the rows twice. Now the final movement is going to be a fist or fingertip push-up. Now what we want to do here is start with the fist first, it's easier. If you have wrist issues getting in a normal push-up position, this not only can alleviate that, but it also, because of that, see that instability right there too, you actually can strengthen your wrist simultaneously. You also extend the range of motion further on the fist and the hand. You get a deeper stretch in the chest for some more gains. Then also the fingertip option. In terms of grip, close grip, more tricep, wider grip, more chest. You can also go right in the middle, mix it up from round to round. In the middle of the set, mix it up. It's totally up to you. You can go fingertips here if you want, or just make a true fist. If you need to put your hands on a pillow pad or thick mat, that's fine too. Lock the feet together, squeeze the legs together, lower in control until the chest, those nipples kiss the ground. Can you imagine if the nipples had mouths? It'd be the most amazing. That'd be like something in Total Recall. Hold it, push all the way through, and then round out the upper back of the top to really protract those shoulder blades. Lower in control, pause, all the way up, and then you can speed it up, you can slow it down. The choice is yours. The fingertip option, so get really wide, and then claw the fingertips in. Great way to strengthen your fingers, your hands. Again, if you are not confident with that, go to the fist. You can always make it work. But keeping tension in, lower in control, come up, lower in control. Always start these in a slower tempo so you can feel it out. 8 great bodyweight movements. Your body's your barbell, you know how to use it right. Enjoy it. My wife is smiling, so that means that I did something right. Peace.